Mexico. We are here in Canada, especially for Juventud Triobando, Emiliano Zapata Tabasco in Mexico. The issue that we address today is prevention measures for young people, as we know that the young girls and guys of today like to have fun in the best way they can. Unfortunately, many of them do not know the risk of entering a club or any other place of amusement. Today we have some young participants that would do us the favor to answer some questions concerning this issue. Today we have some young participants that would do us the favor to answer some questions concerning this issue. So hello, tell me what's your name?
My name is Lauren.
Hello Lauren, thank you for participating in this interview. We would like to ask you answer some questions we have.
Okay.
The first one, we would like to know with who you would go to a discotheque, and most of all, what is the first thing that you do when you enter a discotheque?
Well, firstly, what I would normally do is I would go out with some of my girlfriends. Typically, we usually go in a group. You know, I like to keep track of them as best you can, and usually we find a good spot to have a sit down or to be able to find each other afterwards, so we don't get separated too easily.
Sounds good. What's the first thing you do actually when you enter a discotheque?
Usually, we get ourselves settled first, and then we go to the bar.
So, did someone ever offer you some alcoholic drinks, cigarettes, or drugs?
Yeah.
Did they offer you drugs too, or only alcohol or cigarettes? Or
Oh, I have often been offered all of the above, actually.
So what kind of drugs did they offer you, for example?
Well, the most common thing that will usually be offered is dope, weed, which I do not partake in, but that's the most common thing you see out there, and along with MDMA and ecstasy, probably.
Okay. And what about uncovered drinks from strangers or people you don't know that well?
It's definitely not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
No.
No. So did you take any prevention of this in the past, or?
Actually, typically we don't do that much drinking at the actual club. We'll usually drink at our homes first, because some of our friends have had bad experiences in the past with date rape drugs. So.
Okay. What kind of prevention do you think is very important but is mostly forgotten by the youth?
Oh, I think going out in groups with someone you can trust, and probably the best preventative measure you can take is to have a designated driver, someone who is not going to get overly intoxicated, and who you can kind of rely on to get you home or get you out of a bad situation if it should arise. So.
Well, that sounds great. Thank you very much. Hello. How are you? Good. Can you tell me your name?
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie. Thank you for participating in this interview. And we would like to ask you to answer some questions we have. And first of all, we would like to know with who you would go to a discotheque, and most of all, what is the first thing you do when you enter a discotheque?
A discotheque? Like
Yeah,
a club? It's a club.
Yeah.
Who do I go with?
Yeah.
Just like my friends.
Your friends.
Yeah.
And what is the first thing you do when you enter?
Probably go to the coat check. Coat?
Could you go to? Would you go to a bar and order some drink, or would you first settle down somewhere?
Yeah, probably get a drink.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Did someone ever offer you like alcoholic drinks, cigarettes, or drugs, things like that?
Yeah.
So, what kind of types of alcohol, cigarettes, or drugs did they?
People would offer me a drink. Yeah.
Just a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you accept an uncovered drink from strangers or people you don't know?
No.
That's good. Do you take any prevention of this? That people, you know, when they offer you a drink, do you take any prevention?
Yeah, I watch for that, I guess.
Okay. So, what kind of advice would you give to young people when they get offered them a drink? Would you advise them something?
Yeah, just like watch the bartender pour it, I guess, and make sure someone's not bringing it over to you. And watch your friends too. Like, they might not know if like something's been in it as well. So just keeping an eye out for your friends.
Okay, well, great, good advice. Thank you very much for your time. Nice to meet you. Can you please tell us your name?
Ariana.
Hello, Ariana. Nice to meet you. Thank you for participating in this interview. We would like to ask you to answer some of our questions.
Okay.
First of all, we would like to know with who you would go to a club, and most of all, what is the first thing you would do when you enter a club?
Okay. First, most of the times I go with my friends. Sometimes I can go by myself. And first thing I do, I go drop my coat, go get a beer or something, take a quick look, check around. Pretty much.
Sounds great. What most people would do, probably. So did someone ever offer you some alcoholic drinks, cigarettes, or drugs?
Okay. If someone did,
Offered
or
you any
if I
alcoholic
accept or
drinks,
something.
cigarettes, or,
Okay.
or mostly drugs?
Yeah. No, I'm not really into drugs. No.
And they never offered you
But
at all?
yeah, they do offer it a lot every time,
Yeah.
everywhere, like in the bedrooms while you're dancing, everywhere.
So what kind of drugs do they offer
Mostly pills, probably.
you? Okay.
I don't even know what kind.
It's just they offer you
Yeah.
drugs. You don't know
Whatever.
what
Yeah.
kind.
So
Okay,
I don't
great.
even ask.
So would you accept an uncovered drink from strangers or people you don't know that well?
Oh yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't take any kind of prevention with this?
I do. Like I don't know. I like check who is giving it to me and check how drunk is he or how.
Yeah, you just check the
Like,
barcode
yeah,
when
exactly,
you
like
pause it.
check it,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So what kind of prevention do you think is very important but mostly forgotten by the youth?
What I just said.
you just
Don't take open bottles. Go with friends, and make sure that they steal around
Yeah.
all the time. Pretty much.
Sounds like great advice. Thank you very much for your Hello, how are you doing today? Can you tell us your name, please?
Victor?
Victor. Hello, Victor. Thank you very much for participating in this interview. We would like to ask you to answer some questions we have.
Yeah.
First of all, we would like to know with who would you go to a club, and most of all, what is the first thing you do when you enter a club? So
Oh.
with who would you go?
With my friends, normally, or sometimes with my sisters. And the first thing is, I don't know, to buy something to drink.
So you go to the bar first and you order a drink.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great. So did someone ever offer you some cigarettes or some drugs?
Yeah, sometimes.
So do you know what kind of drugs they offered to you?
The most of it is cocaine.
Cocaine?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you accept uncovered drink from strangers or people you don't know that well?
No.
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 Okay, that's
Never.
good.
Never.
So what kind of prevention do you take that people don't throw anything in your drink, for example?
All the time to have my drink with me.
Yeah.
Don't leave everywhere
Okay.
with me.
So what kind of prevention do you think is very important but mostly forgotten by the young people?
Take care of themselves, because anybody is gonna take care of them.
Yeah, for sure. So don't leave drinks out in the open and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. So tell us what's your name, please?
My name is Josue.
Okay, hello, Jose. Thank you for participating with this interview. We would like to ask you to answer some questions we have. First of all, we would like to know with who you would go to a club, and most of all, what is the first thing like you do when you enter a club?
The first thing that I'm doing is going to the party and dance.
Going, okay, but
And dance.
with who would you go? With your friends
With
or
my friends,
with
yeah,
your family?
usually my
friends?
friends. And
Okay, well, great. Did someone ever offer you some alcoholic drinks, cigarettes, or drugs at the club?
if somebody,
Offered it to you? Like, did somebody say to you, do you want to have some drugs or do you want to have some cigarettes?
well, actually, I never do it, but no,
No?
I said no.
Okay. So would you accept uncovered drink from strangers or people you don't know that well?
Everybody that.
Would you, if somebody you don't know would come up to you and say, do you want a drink? Would you take it or not?
No, no, actually, no. I never do it, and I think I never.
Would do it?
No.
So, what kind of prevention do you take so that people don't throw anything in your drink?
The best thing to do is, if I want to drink something, I have to buy to the bar buy my beer or something like that and open in front of that man that he's giving the beer. I never accept something for
Something you don't, for somebody you don't know, or
exactly.
leave drinks out without watching it,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Okay, well, great. So, do you have any kind of advice for our young watchers today?
Yes. Well, the best thing to do it is no drink, no drugs, no nothing.
No
No use,
cigarettes.
no cigarette, nothing. It's really bad for our body.
Yeah, I think so too. So, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure to
Enjoy.
meet you. Goodbye and take care.
Bye.
Okay, thank you very much, you guys, for everything, for watching. I hope you learned something from it. And now we are switching back to my friend Elizabeth.